I like your, it just stuck with me when you said that you wanted to meet with the community leaders and stuff like that every once a quarter or something like that. I think you said
quarterly.
Yeah,
you need to.
I mean that right there. That right there, man, is shows community participation. That way, they can be engaged and involved.
But everybody in the community, as I said before, they have a right to have their questions answered. Or if you really want to find out from your elected officials why are certain things happening or why you haven't heard anything, it's two sides of that coin. You as a community organizer, or you as a person who live in that community and you invest so much in your community, have a right to be heard. So what you need to do is join your neighborhood association, and that neighborhood association and the president has that power to sit around your elected official, and all of your voice should be heard. So by you joining your neighborhood association, empowers your neighborhood association president, and your neighborhood association president sit around the other presidents of your district, and those are the voices of the people that need to go into city council or the county commission. So when that vote happens, the vote happens on behalf of the people who sit at that table.
You got genuine people up there speaking on your behalf.
Right, those are the prayers of the people. And those people are just general everyday folks like you and I. And this is the reason why we have people that get upset, people start marching, or people start having little meetings, and you have people that want to test the waters of being politicians. Now, I did it myself. I got out there and I put a platform together, and the platform is basically the people. It's not about me, it's about we. It's how we can work as a team to get all of this stuff taken care of. Everybody has an opportunity to be great, and the only way for you to be great is to get out there and make yourself known. It's not a popularity contest. It's a matter of who needs what and how can I facilitate it and put you in place.
That's true. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. We're going to do the
So
job.
we ready?
That's right.
We ready. We ready.
All right, so hey, welcome. We're running a little late, but welcome to another show with Voices in the Struggle. I'm your main man, Big Ant.
I'm Brother Reggie.
And we got a special guest here, Mr. Detric Leggett.
That's right. That's
a
right.
community activist. So, let me tell you first who Mr. Detric Leggett is. Can y'all hear shit? Can y'all hear the mic? Okay. So, Detric Leggett Jr. is a father of three.
I'm the senior.
You the senior?
I'm the big dad.
Oh, he the senior. He the big dog.
I'm the big dog in the house. I'm the big dad.
Big dogs in the house. We're really losing. Big dogs in the house.
That's right.
He recorded on that. The originator.
That's right.
So he's a father of three.
That's right.
He's a 1993 graduate of Savannah High.
The high.
The High.
The high.
He continues his education at Savannah Tech in nursing. He currently works at Memorial Health, where he's been working for 22 years. He does voiceovers for the radio. He does TV for Paperboy Sports. You can Google that on YouTube. He's a weekly personality for Magic 103.9. He does a segment called Magic Reach Out, where he gives the community a voice on a national platform. How I met him, he's a beloved community activist. He ran for city council and county commissioner in 2015 and 2016. He is now the chair of the board at the Chatham County Jail. So we welcome you, Mr. Detric Leggett.
I appreciate
Senior.
it. Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Nice to
Anything
have
you want to say? Anything that I forgot?
No, actually, I'm the guy that gives the voice to the voiceless.
That's it.
You know, I'm the one that passed the baton to other people. It's, like I said before, it's not about me, it's about we. Detric Leggett is not just one person. Detric Leggett is a group of people. You know, Alicia Blakely is a group of people. Linda Wilder Bryan is a group of people. You know, everybody who feels like they can't get out front and make the plea for themselves, I stand out there for you. I stand in that gap for you.
Absolutely.
If my name have to be in the forefront, I'm not looking for the news media. I'm not looking for that outlet that says, I am who I am. No, I'm going to be that outlet for the kids. I want to be that outlet for the families that are losing their children and people who feel like they're voiceless.
Right.
So that's who I am.
That's what I'm talking about. So for those that don't know, Detric Leggett ran for the District 2 Chatham County Commission. And let me tell you something, this was in 2015, 2016. This brother, let me tell you why I get behind him. I was so happy to meet him, and I'm going to be working with him. And he didn't win in 2015, 2016. But neither did he lose a step in helping the community. That's what it's all about. That's how you can tell somebody is not doing it for a position. That's how you can tell somebody's not doing it for the wrong reasons when they're still out there in the community.
I mean, when you think about it, you know, how will you really work your platform? If you're not really, if that platform really isn't yours, or that's the thought of somebody else, then that's really not your platform. See, people don't think about, you know, how are you really reaching kids? You know, they say, well, we need to get these kids out of the street. We need to stop this, and we need to blame the parents. No, you can't. You have to work in the entire family. You know, if there's a problem, there's a breakdown somewhere. I'm a little league football coach. That's one thing that we do, and we don't glamorize that. I felt good on Sunday giving kids rings and showing the parents this is the product that we've been working on ever since the summer. A championship. You know, we get to hoist trophies and let kids know that they're worth something more than just a number in the jail.
You are, you know, by doing that, you're taking away that idle time that so many kids of color have to get in trouble.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a reason that they don't have community centers and a lot of after school activities set up in the communities of kids of color. They want them to go out there and get that idle time and get in trouble. They want.
You want to be in Chatham County.
Absolutely.
Jailhouse. You don't want a juvenile system.
Well,
BJJ.
You got to start the school to prison pipeline somewhere.
But that's the reason why I'm sitting where I sit at the Chatham County Jail. You know, I had an opportunity to sit down with the sheriff before he was the sheriff, and I wanted to know what his platform was. And we became pretty good friends, and we had basically the same thought of how do we get people out of jail? How do we foster a program that's going to help our young people? When they go to jail, that's not the throwaway process. What we're trying to do in the jail is put people such as myself and yourselves to sit around the individuals in the jail and give that voice to those voiceless people who are behind bars, because there are families that really care and want to know what's going on with their family members, and they can't see them. And they can't go to the jail and knock on the door and say, I want to know what's going on with so-and-so and blase, blase. No, people like myself and people that sit around that table with me, we have different groups that wing off into different groups, and we talk and we ask questions, and we pull the sheriff and we pull the leadership to the table, and we want to know why a person died. We want to know why they're not getting the food, or why at this point they're not getting the medical assistance that they're supposed to get. So we're sitting there and we're arguing these points, and we're out there, and it hurts me that there are not families like, such as myself. I haven't lost a son, but I've lost family members to the streets. And some days I've been out there by myself with just a speaker and a casket, just to show people that, you know, this affects me the same way it affects you. And I'm on the phone talking to people all the time about what are we going to do and how are we going to do it as a community. Because if it doesn't affect you right now, don't come screaming and hollering when it does.
And that's my thing. You know, first of all, it's a humanitarian issue. Second, it's affecting people of color. So I'm like you. I never had a run-in with the police. A violent run-in with the police. You know what I mean? I didn't have a child that got murdered in the streets. You know what I mean? But I have a general welfare of making it better for the kids that are coming up. That's why I'm out here. That's why you should be out here. Anybody should be out here. Not when something happens, then you want everybody to go beat the street with you. When you wasn't out here before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
About a week ago, man, I had an opportunity to go to the federal court, and I had an opportunity to sit before the judge and advocate on behalf of a young man that was going to prison. They started him off with 200 months, but after, you know, a nice lengthy conversation with the judge and the prosecutors and him, along with his attorney and family, we had to make sure that the judge understand that, yes, he is going to jail, and when he returns, what are we going to do with him then?
Right.
When he comes back, are we going to have a program set up for him to re-entry into our society? And after we had that conversation, we were able to negotiate him down to 31 months out of 200. So what we're doing now is we're creating a relationship with that process, which is our penal process and that come home process. Because what we have at my church is a AA group that will sit down and help our young people when they come back if there is a dependency problem. Because we have a way in the black community of getting rid of our problems by using dependence.
Right.
You know, we get high, we get drunk, and we say, well, this is the way we do it now. And then our young people see that and they think this is the way we do it now. And people such as ourselves who give out that knowledge and say, well, this is not the way that you should do it, they look at us as if we're crazy. But if you're using the young man that's in jail and they're using their opportunity to reach back to our young people, man, I'm in jail, this is what I did wrong, this is how you can do it different. Those are the people that they will listen to.
Right.
You know, man, I just try to give of myself. I try to show not only my kids, but the kids that look up to me and the parents that entrust their kids in our programs that there is a better way. You know, there's been times I had to sit down and talk to not only the kids, but talk to the parents. I'm not saying that I'm the A1 person, but from the times of growing up here in Savannah until now, I think that transition has shown me that there is leadership, there is an opportunity for more growth, but at the same time, I can grab more people and show them the way.
There's always room on the boat.
There is always room on the boat.
Yeah. It's room for everybody that want to get out there and do something. It is room for you.
But that's the best thing that you said. Do something. Everybody can come to you with a plan. But what have you done up to this plan? Okay, if you need help, I'm gonna help you. But you can't stop once you get your plan motivated. Give it to somebody else. No, you got to keep moving.
Right.
You know, the whole thing of we're running for office, we need to change, did not stop on election day, as you said previous. They didn't stop on election day. What it did was it motivated us more, and it gave us a outlet for all this built up frustration. And now that we're at it again, we putting all of our elected officials on notice. We've given you the keys to the city.
Shit to get off the pot.
That's right. And once we've given you the key to the city, you left the door wide open. You know, we're being misrepresented. We've been, how they say, hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok, and we've been led astray, man. People deserve better. And I tell folks all the time, when I speak, man, don't put me in a cheap category, thinking I'm only speaking for black folks. Well, I'm speaking for the people who are hurting at that time. We've been hurting for well over 475 years, but we are hurting. Filipinos are hurting. Blacks are hurting. The poor whites are hurting. But everybody that feels that pinch deserve representation. We all sit to the table. We all eat. Right. But everybody's going to be hungry. Right now, we sitting at the table and we all got the white mouth because we want to see something different. We want a piece of bread.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
and for folks who out there working every day, we paying taxes to the system, whether it's federal or local. You're paying taxes for those folks who represent you.
Right.
You know, you're paying their salary. You know, or the salary for them to sit on that seat. You know, so it behooves us to, make them do their job because I'm paying you.
Forever they've been calling this place where we live Cheatham County.
I heard that. Yeah.
It's been Cheatham County.
Yeah.
We want to try to turn it back to Chatham County. You know, we've been chattel over the year. That's what it's been. We've chatteled at Chatham County Jail for the longest. And there's nothing in place until now that would say that we are not slaves, we're not chattel. There are programs, really good programs that are put in place now, and people that are being heard because our young people are just sitting in jail, wasting away. But we got programs where they're getting GEDs, they're getting diplomas. When they come back home, they're going to be job opportunities.
Okay.
And this is not from our elected realm. These are from private sector community organizations. These folks really want to see our young people get back and do what they're supposed to be doing.
So they're doing their part to cut the recidivism rate.
Right.
You know, because that's what prison or jail is supposed to be set up for. So you wouldn't want to come back, not because of just because of the deplorable conditions in there.
Right.
But, you know, it's supposed to be some kind of rehabilitation process in there.
Oh man, they're cleaning it up.
And they're losing that with the private corporations.
Yeah, because everything is privatized now.
Yeah.
Well, we cleaning up our jail. You know, it's clean. You know, there's about well over 2,000 cameras in that place. Everything is being seen. Everything is being questioned. And everything that comes before the board that sits there, they want to know, why did this stuff happen? And why was all of this stuff not in place in the previous administrations? Because the good old boy networks has been going on for a long time, brother. It is real.
Hey, and with the new installation of the mayor, he's trying to get it going again, buddy.
Hey, but listen, like I said, if they want us to stop traffic, and if they want us to make these streets hot again, continue to do what you do. Don't become transparent. That's one thing I ask for, transparency. And I only allow certain portions of Savannah to be the mecca of this great city that we call Savannah. You know?
When you're transparent, that leaves less questions. You know what I mean? We see what you're doing. We see what's going on.
Like I said, man, like I said, if we have this second district and what we sit in, and in that district, you have all of these different neighborhood associations. If I was the alderman right now, every neighborhood association president would probably get more calls from me than I get from them. We having a meeting. I got to make a vote on A, B, C, and D. This is where we sit. How is this going to affect all of us in this community? I understand we have a crime issue, but how do we fix this crime issue, and how do we all see an economic boost, or how do we have all of our businesses that want to come into the community, not because we want to have a major regentrification, but a major boost for our community, so everybody in our community can understand that there are good people, there are bad people, but they are people that are motivated to move forward. And when we move forward, I mean move forward where everybody see a profit in their investment. It's time to see a return on your investment. I've invested well over 40 years in Savannah. Now it's time to see a return on that investment. And that investment is my youth, my kids, my parents' future, you know, the places in where we send our kids to go to school. I mean, man, the marker can sit up pretty high, but when we look at it, we have been failed at every corner of our existence in the city of Savannah.
Yes, sir.
We've been failed scholastically, because if you look at the school board, and you look at what's happening with Frank Allen Boys and Girls Club at this point, and if I can bring you up to speed on Frank Allen Boys and Girls Club, that's a 100-year-old edifice, and it's been there for years, and so many of our elected officials, as well as our families and some of our sports greats, have come through Frank Allen Boys and Girls Club, and they want to close it. You know, they want to move it. I understand they want to move it and bring in kids from other areas, but you can't move to a new house if you don't have a plan.
You know, that's the thing. Like like a mega church. You move a mega church out of the community, it's bigger and better. But how the hell are we gonna get to it now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And with the Frank Allen Boys and Girls Club, you know, they wanted to close it down. Their premise was close it down so we can do something better for more kids. But what about it in the interim while it's closed down? You know what I mean?
Oh no, what they wanted to do was they wanted to, and this is the crazy part, rent the building from the people that they're selling it to until they build something else. And where they wanted to build this new building is on a landfill out here in Bacon Park. So Bacon Park is nowhere close to the inner city. And to kill all of that, the school board has land all around this area that they said, nah, we're going to wait we might need this in 30 years. We ain't going to give that to you. But what about the kids?
Save it for their families.
Save it for those families. But listen, and it was strange that the same people that are sitting on the board at Frank Allen Boys and Girls Club talking about, we doing this for the kids. I said, if you're really doing it for the kids, like you said you're doing it for the kids, where were you when the kids at East Broad Street School were told that they can't walk on the western side of East Broad Street? Because the people that moved in that area from different places all across the world said those little kids don't need to walk on this side of the street, but you take your dogs on the eastern side of the street and urinate all up and down the street. Yeah. But our kids cannot walk. They cannot walk down East Broad Street.
That's the first step to get them up out of there.
Yeah, but let's
make it uncomfortable for them.
You're right.
You know, let's have them want to move, and let's give them a little incentive to get the hell out.
Hey, we're gonna take this.
Man, we got out there and we went and talked to that principal, and we got some more activists together, and we got the news out there, and we wanted to find out why would you sit there as a principal and allow these kids to be held into the school and not being able to walk down East Broad Street. I felt there was a problem that we didn't have enough crossing guards down the street. I felt it was a problem that we did not have enough teachers at the school who really cared about the kids. Right now, they have this thing called the bad boy school, where if your kid is disruptive. I know when I was disruptive in school,
the alternative.
Yeah, my teacher used to jack me all the way up, and I appreciate all of my teachers that did what they were supposed to do on behalf of my parents. But right now, they have teachers probably 8 years older than the kids that they're teaching, and the only thing they want to do is kick them out of school.
Yeah. That's the easiest thing to do.
And plus, you get a little more money for teaching in an urban school. But you teach here for about 2 or 3 years. We'll pay you a little extra. Then we'll move you where you want to move. Oh, yeah. So you're some teachers. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm a fan of educators. I support educators 100%. Their task, their job is different. They have my wholehearted support. Every school that my child has been to, they know that. But you have some who are there with the wrong intentions. You know what I mean? And they don't care that your kid is not learning.
Stepping stone.
You know? You can't use a standardized format to teach all kids and say he's slow because he ain't learning. You know what I mean?
Everybody learn different speeds.
Everybody learn at different speeds.
Adults,
you know?
I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our own speeds. We all have our own judgment on how we think our kids should learn. But sometimes you have to take a step back as an educator and look at these kids and find out what their strengths are. Have an open relationship with the parents so that you can tell the parents, hey, email me, talk to me, come to the school, sit down, be a partner. You have to be a partner, and I can't just keep beating on the educators. Parents join the Parent-Teacher Association. Get out there. And I even told some guys, if you really want to get out there and be an activist or something, join the PTA. It don't even have to be your kid's school. Just join. If you don't have kids, you want to do something for kids, join the PTA. Pay your money, sit in the back, and be quiet until you really need to be heard.
That's very true. You know, the only time you come to the school is, you know, your kids get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, can't do it. But hey, we're going to switch gears real quick. So, since March 19th, there has been 20 black and Latino kids missing in the D.C. area. 10 missing in 1 week. 10 missing in 1 week. And how did it all come about? The Metropolitan Police Department tweeted out. It was a critically missing tweet. I didn't say news media outlet. I said tweet. Critically missing tweet. But that didn't pick up any attention. It wasn't until a Twitter Black Marvel Girl tweeted out the pictures of the kids missing. Then and only then did it go viral. You know what I mean? So I think that's in question. You know, I understand the parents using Twitter. I got it. Or any social media. I got it. Because, you know, we're trying to do anything we can. But there should be something formal that the police should have done with news and media outlets that they should have went to. You know what I mean? Is Twitter your goddamn first thing? Or do you call the news? Have them run that junk on the local news.
Man, I do better than that.
You know what I mean?
If my child was missing, I think I don't care if it's a ribbon cutting and they got WTOC right there. I'll be right there. This is my child. If you've seen them, you know, if the church is having something and they're streaming live, this is my child. You know, but see, what I have right now on my kid's phone is Life 360. I don't want to get and what Life 360 is, I can get on there and find out where my kids are, and I can see how fast they're whatever car they're in, how fast they're driving, where they've been. So and it's not a matter of you being in your kid's business because you have the right because they can't take care of themselves. To know where they are, where they've been, or where they're going.
That's a good point. But there should be a formal response to that. You know what I mean? There should be a formal response when you report your child missing. But the problem is when kids of color go missing, they are presumed as runaways. Then they're missing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's an inaction period right there.
And that goes to we don't have our own media outlets, you know, to report that.
Boom.
You know, we got radio stations, but they can only say so much. You know, they can dib and dab in it. Just like we was talking earlier about, you know, even like TV News One now, they got the thing where they do the alert, but that's our black station. You know, that should be on every hour on the hour. These kids are missing. And too, I think it goes back to us in the community too. If that's my community and kids are missing out of my community, we got to be more vigilant in our community. See, I got no kids 3-4 houses down to me. You know, hey, how y'all doing? What y'all doing? So if I see somebody that don't look like your parents, hey, what are y'all doing with them?
Yeah, and that's a good point. We have to get back in our communities as knowing one another. You know what I mean? We do, because when I came up, almost everybody in that community knew everybody.
Right.
Churchland North, Chesapeake Townhouse, everybody knew everybody.
3-4 streets over,
Right.
neighborhoods over. They know that's social side. You know,
we had what was called big boys in the neighborhood. They were older cats.
Right. They were looking out
and
for
they looked
everybody.
out for everybody.
Even if they were doing wrong, they looking out for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But that also goes back to my platform. When you move into a neighborhood, or if you're part of that neighborhood, you start street by street. You give your address and your phone number to everybody on that street with your contact information. Or if something happened, your first person you need to call in case of emergency.
Right.
You get that person's, and you have a huddle. You got everybody in that community. If somebody's not home, you got somebody you can call.
Yeah.
So this block gets with that block, and we have everybody contact information. If it's somebody that we don't know, I can call your house. So that's something that you really need to get with your neighbors and have a relationship.
Yeah,
so who do we hold accountable when we don't have the people that are not representing us that way? Is it the police department, the police chief? Is it our district captains? Who are those people?
That we don't hold accountable for what now?
If our kids are missing and the investigation has gone cold, or they didn't put enough information out there, or we as the community activists of the community are not beating down the doors of the police department.
See, this is how I feel about that. It is the police responsibility to locate your child. Use all of their effort, exhaust all of their efforts to find your child. And under that umbrella of the law enforcement, they should contact the media. The media, they should tell the media, hey, run this, run this, run this. You know what I mean? I think whatever the community does, and they have a responsibility too, but whatever the community does is secondary to what the police does. The community need to back up and reinforce what the police does if they're doing their efforts. You know what I mean? There should be some flyers printed out and put out. You know what I mean? There should be some people walking the streets. But the onus, you can't let the local law enforcement, the local entities, organizations in place, you can't let them get away with not doing their job.
They have. I feel where they all of them will say, okay, we're short staffed. We don't have a task force to handle missing kids or missing people like that. I know that's what they're gonna say. I know, but this is a state of an emergency. That many kids in one city.
That many kids, it's a problem.
That many kids in one city. Everything stops. Okay, we're gonna have to transfer some money to another. From the drugs or whatever to over here because this is ridiculous. 13. So think about it. When somebody goes missing and 3 counties away, we get an alert. We get an Amber Alert. So in that city, that district. When all those kids went missing, they get ambulance like crazy. I'm quite sure that's driving somebody crazy. Because when I get mine, they ring alarm. I'm like, okay, that's not near me, but okay, I know what you're talking about. But you get 13, 14, 15, like, come on, man, something's wrong. 10 kids in 1 week. Right, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
The last major missing child case we had here in Savannah was the Ashley Moore case. And her mother's boyfriend was charged with that, but he went to jail under unrelated charges. But do you know how many sex offenders we have released in Savannah, in the city of county of Chatham? Because we have the most relaxed laws here in Chatham County, this is basically where all the sex offenders want to come because, hey, you can live out there in the woods as long as your address is in the woods and a police officer know, well, I got to go check on him. He's in the woods right here at this spot. Then it's okay for you to be in the woods.
And there's so many of them.
And there's so
all
many.
Police, you can't check on all of them.
Or not near school.
Yeah. You can't
Oh,
check on them.
laws have changed. Laws have changed now that they can live in certain places because they have so many pop-up bus stops. They have in all these different places where kids are dropped off. You can't say, well, a sex offender can and can't be because they got to live somewhere. You know, and we sat down and we had a meeting at the county jail, and the meeting basically, the entire meeting was, this is our sex offenders. These are many sex offenders we have, and these are how many of them we are holding in jail. And this is what we do with the ones that come to jail, and the ones that are offenders, and we house them and we put them back out on the street. Or if they leave the county, we arrest them and they go back into the system, but they come right back out. So, listen, I mean, our hands are not tied. You really have an opportunity to come out right now and work. Work, make yourself known. Let folks know that, yeah, we have laws on the books, but we have to make sure that these laws are going to fit everybody for what all they do. You know, we got a bunch of people out here, man. And there's a bunch of people doing some crazy things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And today I looked on there, we have a bunch of people going to federal prison, and they've, what have they been doing? Only picking up a few people? You know, I know places in Savannah who they were probably bringing up a major amount of drugs that come into Savannah, but they only get people that look like me.
Right. You know, and always, you know, because they know where they're sending it to.
Yeah.
You know, first of all,
that's my thing. You, to go arrest a whole bunch of black folks and send them to jail for drugs, you know where you send them drugs to. You know, hey, mysteriously they just end up in my community, my neighborhood, and you come to get me. You know.
But this is the thing. The Congressional Black Caucus is calling for a federal investigation to assist with finding the girls, right? But the FBI found goddamn Tom Brady jersey in Mexico. So why does somebody have to call for a federal investigation to find our damn girls? I think D.L. Hughley said the girls need to put on a goddamn jersey, they'll be found.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, but
You know, but that shows you how they value our black women.
Yeah.
They showed you how devalue our black women. You know, in the news and everything.
black people. And to D.L. Hughley's point, when he was on, he was saying something about, you know, we have to treat our black women better, and our black girls better in public. You know, so the world can see, okay, we love them too.
And that's the thing.
And if we love them to death, you know, if you touch them, something's gonna happen to you, you know.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing. You can listen to rap music. Damn, you hear bitch and hoes 100 times within 10 minutes.
Right.
5 songs.
Right.
You listen to any other genre, you don't hear that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have been so perpetuated by society to degrade our black women. You know what I mean? Now it's being done on a national platform, and we're looking damn surprised.
International.
International.
Because think about it. If the only thing you got from somebody to know somebody is a movie, a TV show, you know, or maybe in a picture you're doing something crazy, and that's all you see. You don't come in contact with black people. You go to anywhere overseas, they're thinking about what we see in the movie. It's like somebody, we see somebody from Russia, or how the movies depict somebody from Russia, or somebody from a Muslim country. When you see them, only thing you can think about is what's on the movies, what's on TV show day. Okay,
The Russian from Rocky.
right, exactly.
That's what you
You
look
don't
at.
know anything about them but what they on that TV, because you don't know what their culture is like, what they actually go through. You know what? How are they tied down? Are they oppressed over there? You know about the big government. Okay, what they say they're doing, but you don't know. They just see a picture.
Yeah, but what you'll never see about black women they are the most educated species on this planet. They are enrolled in college the most out of everybody else.
That's by design.
Yeah,
That's by design.
but you will never see. But you'll always see them portrayed on TV as twerking, or baby mamas on welfare, or the reporter running to them because they may not have the education and they want to use them as a mockery.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a conversation with a black woman and you call her a queen? You say, "How you doing, queen?" Just, and she look at you like, "What's your problem?"
They don't know about that.
They don't understand that they have that's their divine right. You're a queen, and that's the only thing I can tell you is you're bigger than what people are portraying you. So that's the only thing I can tell them. Hey, how you doing, queen? You okay? You are beautiful.
And they're not used
You're
to that.
awesome. They're not used to that. They don't know how to accept that.
They call each other bees.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
they
they
do.
call their kids.
Yeah.
They call their kids,
You know,
man.
and that's just like if a brother come, hey, what's up, King? What's up, bro?
Yeah.
They look at you kind of funny. Okay, being called nigga. You know.
Yeah.
What's up, my nigga? What's up? Hey. You know, but we more than what we think we are.
How are we going to change that whole perception? And like I said, it's going to start at your household.
Starting home, yeah.
But if you notice, and I always say this, they are getting rappers younger. Know what I mean? They're getting rappers younger so they can throw that money, manipulate them. And look at the generation of rap nowadays. I don't want to get on this horse, but look at the generation of rap nowadays. You can't understand shit of what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Even R&B entertainers, they're like different versions of rappers. They doing the same thing, talking the same stuff. You know,
it's all being
singing it.
yeah, it's all being manipulated.
Yeah, you know. Even nowadays, we had a few artists, R. Kelly, they talk that talk, nasty talk, but then they had decent songs. They had some decent songs.
Right.
And before then,
I believe I can fly.
Yeah, exactly. He had some, and they had that one they had to sell us to get us in to buy the album. But then you get the album, okay, you got some cuts on it. Somebody can ride track list that make me think a little bit. But he had to sell that little raunchy stuff to get the folks, to get that money. But nowadays they have an opportunity because most of the little rappers now they're independent. You can sell your stuff on the internet now. You don't have to go to the company. You got
you're right. Social media.
Yeah, you want the big bucks? They go to the company and do the 360.
Social media is really involved.
Yeah, so you get you a few hits on social media. You can just start doing shows and everything without even being signed by a company.
Yeah, one of the leaders from the police department in D.C., who's a police, youth, and family services division, Mr. Or whoever, Chanel Dickerson, said the best way to not get kidnapped is get this, stay home.
Really? Stay in the house.
Really? Don't go to school.
Stay at the house.
Don't do nothing. Just stay home.
You won't get kidnapped. Hey, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, dummy.
That's what you can come up with.
Yeah.
And this is the head of the Youth and Family Services Division for D.C.
But they don't care.
His grand scheme of thing is to stay home.
Yeah, they don't care. And we don't have.
How about protect us?
Yeah. We and DC, and the funny thing about DC is sort of like somehow they got a lot of black folks.
DC got a lot of black folks.
I think it's changed a little bit now.
DC
They're pushing them out.
Right around the White House.
Yeah, they a lot of black folks.
You
They got a
see,
lot of
little
black
like
folks
Savannah.
in city council and all that good stuff. But I guess I'm thinking they got to be powerless. Just holding the office, but they ain't got no say so or nothing.
Yeah, as bad as they talk about Marion Barry had the pulse of the people.
Yes.
He sure did.
Marion Barry made
He sure
sure
did.
that the prayers of the people were actually heard, and he made sure that the money that was going throughout Washington, D.C. was put back into his community.
If he could have kicked them drugs, man, don't get me wrong, I'm not, he was great. But if he could have kicked them drugs, you know what I mean?
Even after the first drugs, they reelected
They
him.
reelected him.
They reelected him.
That's how you know you're doing
Yeah,
something.
you had to be that good.
You
You had to be that
Reelected
good.
him.
And you had to be better than the rest that came before you.
know? Right.
And they were still awesome at that.
Because I don't think black people or people of color realize the power of the vote they have.
No.
Well, I don't think we realize that. You know what I mean?
It's a process, and I think that if they did understand what the power of their vote was, then Savannah would be different.
Savannah is, I think the last census I saw, I think it was
62%.
62%. 62% black.
Just over 55%.
Yeah. So
That's why the gentrification is put in place, and that's why the plan. There's a thing that they have downtown called the 30-year plan, and then that 30-year plan in Savannah is how do we push the downtown towards the rim and what they have been doing. And I looked at this 30-year plan. A lot of the things that we hold near and dear, such as the Boys Club, wasn't on that plan. A lot of the schools that you see wasn't on that plan.
Savannah is all for profit.
Yes.
Damn the people.
Yeah. All you need right
Profit.
now, what you need is a big sign in the Savannah Morning News that says "for sale." Show a big picture of Savannah from the bridge. It's for sale.
Yeah.
You know, everything is negotiable here.
I believe.
Everything. If you don't want the school there, hell, Savannah High School was a wonderful school right there on Washington Avenue. Floor after floor. They said the school was outdated and it was full of asbestos, but they built another school over here to get all of our kids from that area. And they put a specialty school over there that you had to audition to go to. But if the school was in that bad of shape, how could you have a brand new group of kids over there?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
different part of money. You know?
Yeah.
You know, but that's rich folks know how to make money. You know?
Hey, anything for the kids, but you have to be fair when you are moving around our kids and making our young people feel like they're worthless. And it's sad that we have to go through these things in these days and time, and that's why I'm so appreciative at the fact that you guys have this type of platform where you can reach so many people and let them know, even if you're not here in Savannah, if you're not in the surrounding area, you log on, and we're going to make sure that these guys tell you exactly what's going on, and we're going to email. You got your email address.
Voices in the Struggle is VOICEZ in the struggle at gmail.com.
Yeah, but if you send everything in with your email, and you will be heard. Just because you're not sitting at the table don't mean that you're not being heard. Right. All you have to do is email it in here, or email me. I'm D for SAV or Detric at gmail.com. I will make sure that we get all of this stuff put in place. And I'm going to continue to fight, man. I don't care if I never win a election, but I think I have more power now sitting outside.
The next time you win, we're going to get some push behind you.
Yeah, but we're
going to get some push behind you. We need a legit voice in there. You know what I mean?
But like I said before, man, we need to make sure everybody's voice is heard. We need to make sure that, you know, even in churches, man, you need to have somebody sitting at the helm that's going to be able to advocate on your behalf. You just like sometimes you might not be able to pray to God for yourself. You need your preacher or somebody that's stand in the gap for you. And that's the same way you have when we dealing with elected officials, man. And you know the saddest thing that I've heard since I've been here, and I had a conversation with the police chief, and I think that what I did at the mayor's State of the City address, I wasn't being disrespectful, but we had so many kids in the city that was losing their lives. I walked in there with a casket and I held it up in a silent protest. And it was, and the police chief at the time, he was Chief Lumpkin, he was like, well, we're going to need for you not to do that. I said, I can do whatever I need to do as a silent protest as long as I'm not prohibiting the mayor from making a speech.
Right.
But what that showed me was, and I asked him, are you the dog in the yard controlling the entire yard, or you the dog tied to the tree just barking?
Right.
So, and I still feel that way to this day, because regardless of what's going on, our old chief, you know, he was one of those guys that would walk in the street, regardless of what he did behind the scene. You better get in your house. You better do what you're supposed to be doing, because that's somebody that was going to come to you.
Yo, what was his name?
Love it.
You love it. They tried to get him too. He was a proactive police chief. I can say that. You know, I don't. You know, they tried to get him. And they got him. But he still got his retirement. But yet and still, you know, he was a pro. You know, anytime somebody tries to go and clean up the community, it's a problem.
Oh yeah, it's like,
you know,
they're gonna find any dirt you do.
Right.
Because it's like you in political office, any elected office that people can see you, and you trying to do the right thing, you have to be clean. You have to be clean, because if not, they're gonna pull it up.
Oh, you put your dirt out there first.
Yeah. Oh, you do that. You better stop it that day.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you put your dirt out there first. You say, look here, man, I'm out here drinking.
Yeah.
I'm me and Tony Thomas. We getting in, you know.
I got an Uber.
I'm taking an Uber.
I'm on Facebook. I ain't lying. I'm on Uber right. I'm on Uber.
I'm with the real ladies that have.
But you got to figure there's a vested interest in why they don't want our communities clean.
Okay.
First of all, if we clean up our communities and the crime goes down, how are you going to justify buying new equipment? How are you going to justify buying new guns? We cleaned our communities.
You're right.
How are you going to justify not filling these private prisons? You're going to have to start taking people out of your county jail, because most states are under contract to keep their private prisons filled to a certain percentage. So you're gonna lose a commodity, which is the black and brown man, to fill your prisons.
I'll tell you what you might want to do. And if anybody's listening to the sound of our voices or you're looking at this broadcast, go to Sally Mood Drive and look at all the broken police cars that we have sitting out there. And what you need to do after that is ask your elected officials, why can't we take those broken police cars, put 10 on the window, sit them in the community? Just the perception of you may have a police officer sitting in them.
Out there,
Yeah, or they're somewhere in the area.
Folks will change their mind.
They will change a lot of stuff. And all they got to do is ride by, push a button, and let the lights come on.
That's it.
They don't know if it is or it's not a police officer in there.
And that will be a whole lot better.
Yeah.
You know, and at the same time, you know, every now and then get you some officers out there to meet some people. Knock on the door.
Yeah.
You know, a few of y'all, hey, I just want to say hey, all that good stuff.
Oh, man.
You know, hey, I'm Officer so-and-so. I'm working in the neighborhood. Matter of fact, I stay 3 blocks over. You know? Hey, I stay 3 blocks over.
But wouldn't that make more sense if you had an officer that had that type of rapport with the community? If something happened and a police officer needed help, there are houses in the community where you feel comfortable you can go to as a safe haven.
Exactly.
I advocated on the behalf of the police when we had a community center right there on 36th Street. Why can't our police officers have a key to that community center to go in there, have lunch, rest their feet, use the bathroom, or an open arms place if one of our kids really needed somewhere, you have a right to go there. But that place is locked up. We rarely use it. And that's just a waste of resources. You know?
And, I don't know. It would be good. You know, they should do that. That should be part of their plan.
It make too much sense.
Yeah, that should be part of their plan.
It make too much sense, man.
And then, as Big Ant was saying too, we need that. We need the police officer there. We need, like you were saying, we need our neighborhood association and the folks in that neighborhood. They need to be there too. You know, so it come together. So if something happened, okay, this we on the ground. We seen everything. Because you, Mr. Police, you can't be everywhere at all times.
Right.
We here. This is what's going on.
Well, let me ask you this question: what responsibility do our churches have? We have 2,007 churches within that Savannah municipality. 2,007. What is the responsibility of these churches when in dealing with our family? Not only the aspect of you bringing money, but in your spiritual, but that family is your responsibility as a church. You can pop up a church like this.
Exactly. Easy.
But it's 2,000 churches within the city limits of Savannah, and we having so much crime, and we having so much gentrification, we having so many problems, and the only people that's prospering is the mega church or the church, you know, or you see some people with that dress code, you know, them coffee stockings and long dresses, that's all you got, you know.
Church should play a major role, not to cut you off. They just play a major role because of this. If I'm in the congregation and I'm putting my tithes in, do whatever I'm paying, I'm paying for whatever the church need to operate.
Right.
I'm paying for your salary, preacher.
Right.
So you're a free person. We make you free. You the voice. So you can say anything. We pay you.
You're right.
You know, just like elected officials. Some of them got their own businesses and job, but a pastor should be the freest person in the city.
Yeah.
You know, you should be able to say.
And I'm glad that you said that, man, because you said I'm free.
Right.
You don't have boundaries.
Right.
When you speak for God and you speak for the people underneath your authority.
Right.
So you should not be afraid to open your mouth for the people.
Yeah. But
let me say it. First of all, you listen to Voices in the Struggle with Big Ant, Brother Reggie. We have a special guest, Mr. Detric, Leggett, a community activist, ran for the alderman in Savannah in the 2nd District, and he will run again. If you'd like to call in, please do so at 701-801-9761. Anytime we have a guest on the show, they are not responsible, and please don't hold them liable for what Voices in the Struggle says, unless you hear them say it specifically. Okay? So please call in 701-801-9761. We'd like to hear what you have to say. All right, so churches, if there's not a community center in your community, then kids should be able to come there for after school programs. You know what I mean? The doors of the church should be open in the community. If there's a meeting that needs to be held in the community, that's where the churches used to hold that. If there's if there's a protest or something need to go on in the community, the pastor used to lead that. You know what I mean? That's why that you have so many activists and people feeling like they have to do what they have to do for the community. Because sad to say, just like a store owned by a foreigner in our communities, which all of them are, which is the one-way ticket out, the church has become that. The church has become, you pay your tithes, we're not putting none in the community. I'm not saying all churches. There are some churches that are doing some great things. There are some people that really care, that really following the Lord. Some of them are in it, and some of them are in it for profit.
Self-gratification.
Self-gratification. Your church should be open. If you have members in your community, you know, that's the part. We used to have churches in communities. If you have churches in your community, then your church should be open. Not just so somebody can come and pray. I mean, that too. But so people can come in there as a place of refuge. You know what I mean? During the civil rights area, when they were doing the March on Washington, when Martin Luther King took a march on Washington, they rested in churches. You know what I mean? They were fed by churches. We don't have that anymore.
Right.
We need to get back to that. We need to get back to that.
Yeah, they stop being big business. You can, you know. But you know, like when we went to that church,
We're all off topic,
the
but
young brothers vigil, and the
Yes.
pastor was basically telling his congregation, but this is what he told the congregation: it's not our job to be in the streets. That ain't we ain't supposed to be out there. We supposed to be in here praying. That's what we supposed to be doing. You gonna tell the people that's what they supposed to be doing, praying? Yeah, you gotta pray, but you gotta get your behind up and go do something.
And I know we're off topic.
Yeah,
I know we're off topic.
we never off topic.
But listen, think about it like this right here. And I want everybody that are Bible scholars and y'all real enthusiasts about what your pastor tell you. Think about this: Jesus never hid in the church.
Right.
Jesus always took his ministry out in the world. Jesus never sat up on a pulpit. You know, Jesus always sat amongst the people.
Yeah.
We got people that sit up there dressed sharp like pimps, but they're scared to fight for Jesus.
Yo, you see somebody coming in an expensive suit, some nice shoes, you just get ready to know they ain't doing shit for you. Seriously. They ain't doing shit for you.
Because it might mess with their bottom line. Their
You're
money.
right.
Yeah.
You're
It might
right.
mess with my money.
It's
I'm
the
not
bottom
saying you
line.
can't have money and be in a community,
Right.
but that is a sign.
It's gonna stop my money.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
You know?
I just gotta tell y'all what the book say. I ain't gotta live it.
Oh, not only that, if you have a designated seat in that church and these people get upset and pissed off because you're sitting in their seat because you got that money,
Right.
Yeah.
you sitting closest to the pastor.
Right.
Or you have to make an appointment to see your pastor, you at the wrong church.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You need to be available. Like
You know?
we say, you gotta be available because you're supposed to be a free man up there. You should have. Okay, I understand. You might
Good
have.
book says, study to show thyself approved.
That's it.
I tell people you better go read those books and understand exactly what the hierarchy of the church is and know where your role is, because you are as important as the preacher. What's going to happen if the preacher dies?
Yeah.
Somebody need to be
Next man
step up.
Head deacon.
Yeah.
The head deacon got to be able to bring that word. If not, whoever is sitting there studying and ready, because if you don't go to church tomorrow, you are the pastor of your household.
Right, exactly.
And it's your responsibility to teach your tribe, everybody in your house.
Right.
Because guess what? If you fall, your queen got to continue to reach.
Right, exactly.
You know, that's what I say. You know, church folks, it's always easy to talk to other church folks. Muslims, it's always easy to talk to Muslims. Step outside your box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, learn
Step
something.
outside your. You know, I grew up in the projects. I don't live in the projects now, but I'm trying to get back to them because that's where the help is needed.
And guess what? And you
know?
get the best of everything out of there. I had a conversation with a young lady, man, and she just turned her nose up so high, man. I asked if she could smell a cloud, because I said, baby, have you ever drunk Kool-Aid out of a jelly jar? Do you understand what the real concrete
Red Kool-Aid, baby.
red Kool-Aid? You
you
need
know?
to know that you have your roots are the collard greens. Do you know what the collard greens mean?
Yo, red Kool-Aid never had a flavor.
Never.
Just red.
Red.
That shit could have been Hawaiian, church, stuff. That shit is red Kool-Aid.
Red Kool-Aid.
That's a favorite, ain't it?
That's it.
But We as people in this community have the right to stand up and make your voices known. But if you don't do that, then we is continuously silent. We're silent as a people, we're silent as a community, and we're going to continue to be silent as a nation if we don't stand up and do what our design job was. You know, you have a right. You know, and you have a right as journalists and media outlets to give good information to the people.
Report the truth.
Report the truth. And the truth is that we are misrepresented, we are misled, and we are put in a position now that we almost scared. But I'm not scared. Aunt not scared. No, you're not scared. But when that time comes, if you get on the phone and say, Detric, man, I need you, man. We having this, and this is what's going on. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to call a couple of my friends. They're going to call a couple of their friends. We're going to get a couple of speakers. I'm going to bring out the generator. We're going to bring the truck. And we're going to make sure that what we are putting out there is the truth first. And we're going to not bring force, but we're going to have a spokesperson. And we're going to have somebody that's going to be able to enunciate how we feel at that time. Because if we don't, they just some bunch of rebel rousers. Get them out of here.
They're going to be here tomorrow, the next day. You know, it's going to die down.
That's why when Brother Ant came and we had that conversation, and we will sit down with the rest of the activists, and I'm hoping that we can probably bring that show to that conversation when we sit down with the activists of Savannah, and those people we have a round table and we find out, okay, where do we want to go from here?
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I proposed that to you. I believe Savannah's full of activists. I'm surprised and I'm proud, you know, but everybody's out there doing their own thing, which is good. But I think if we pool, I'm a fan of pooling our resources. If we pool our resources, if you have something, we all could be there. If they have something, we all could, you know what I mean? Because what they say on Soul Food, look at one finger. Yeah. I don't know what she said. The grandma said, but a fish. You know what I mean? And that's, I believe in that. Seriously though.
One finger is not power. You can't do no one finger. But you put that fist on somebody.
You put that fist
you can
together.
knock them back. You can knock them. But just about we always talk about this. Black folks, we have, like you said, Detric, we got 2,000 churches. We got, you know, another 500 activists. We got another, 300 black organizations. Ain't nobody coming together. You know, for one common cause. Everybody, we see the same cause, we got the same cause, but we're not working together to get there. You know, your organization fighting, you know what I'm saying? We fight, we gotta come together, you gotta put that, put your ego to the side, just, hey, what we gotta do,
I think we gotta come together on the platform, first of all, that we're people of color. Second of all, we're all marginalized. You know what I mean? Third, if you take your income out of the equation, if you take what kind of car you drive out of the equation, if you take your education out of the equation, and we all come together on a common ground that we need to help our ailing communities. That's it. I think our communities, our impoverished communities, is battleground zero for our come up. If we can clean up our communities, we can stop the crime. We can give our kids a better chance than we had. We can get off public assistance, which is used as a seatbelt to keep you where you are. If we can do that, then we can get some shit going. You know what I mean? But if you want to sit in your house in suburbia, because that's comfortable. You know, your family's doing good. You're making money. You got a nice car. You want to sit
some people never.
Why should I help these Negroes?
But some people never experience that struggle.
Right.
I don't think some people. Have you ever grew up without an air conditioner?
Yeah.
So what my grandmother did when
the fan just ain't doing that shit blowing out of there.
Yeah, but when we was growing up, at night, what she did was got the biggest sheet she had on her California king size bed, put it on the floor, put a book on top of that box fan, and made a bubble for all the grandkids to sleep under. And by the time that morning time came, it was so cold underneath that bubble. We all got together, and our warmth came from your cousin that laid next to you. But where is that cousin now?
Right.
I've already went to college. I've got what it is that I need. I can't be there.
You know what I mean?
I can't be there with you right now. And,
that's one of my favorite books. Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of a Negro. It talks about how you go get all this education. Now nothing black is good enough for you.
Right.
And that's what we have a lot of. That's what we have a lot of.
You're looking at the top of the barrel, you're looking down the barrel, instead of pulling up, you know, we still on the crabs in the barrels. Instead of pulling somebody up, come on, man. Come on,
Right.
Everybody don't want to go with you. They might not want to go with you, but it might be somebody on the other side of that barrel and they don't mind putting their hand up and let them pull up. So take the ones that want to come with you. You know, come on up here, and when you get up here, you pull somebody up.
And that's the thing. We're so disenfranchised and downtrodden as a people. I think unity at a mass scale for people of color without an event happen, without coming together for an event. I'm talking about solidified unity for a long-term purpose. I don't think we can reach that. You know, that's why I got with Detric, leggett, and other people here in Savannah, because you have to work in smaller groups. You have to work in smaller groups, make change. That way the people who don't join the movement, they can see change, and you're fulfilling that instant gratification.
But think about it like this right here. When you a lot of people, I know probably some people sitting home watching cartoons, but think of the Justice League. Everybody that was in that Justice League had their own superpower in their own cities that they were protecting. That's the same thing with us activists and us journalists and people on the radio. You have your own lane. But when that time comes for us to be a power, we all come together. And once we come together, we have to make sure that we use whatever our power is to get our point across. And if we don't, then we're going to wind up being a failure.
Right. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. And I forgot what I was going to say. But that's what's so...
Oh, man, stuff right there. Hey.
You know?
Dementia, you know what I'm saying? Voices in dementia, you know what I'm saying?
Voices in dementia.
Yeah, that's why we rolling right here.
But, you know, we all come together. Everybody bring... with all the activists in Savannah, the only thing I like to do is get a call-out, fan-out roster. You know what I mean? If something happens, I know to call A, B, and C. You know what I mean? A, B, and C know to call D, E, F. You know what I mean? Then everybody's on the spot. One solidated, collaborated effort. You know what I mean? That'll let you know we ain't to be messed with. You do this shit again, we're going to be out here again.
And it's just that easy. But we got to come together.
We got to come together.
It's so simple.
And that's what happened at the Frank Allen Boys and Girls Club. Hey, you started it. Y'all tried to make a sale without making the community a part of it. But what we had to educate that board about was there's something called a benefits agreement. You can't build nothing. You can't sell nothing, and you can't construct nothing without the community being involved with it. And I want everybody to know that if somebody's trying to build something that's not benefiting you in the community, ask them for a community benefits agreement. And with that agreement, if you and the people that look like you are not part of the building,
speak on it.
The working of it, if your kids can't work in there, because they wanted to put a Walmart on 37th and Waters, and we asked for the benefits agreement because they wasn't going to employ the people of the community.
Right.
They were going to come and suck all of the resources out of the community because in the circumference of a full mile, everything was going to disappear. So we fought that, and we asked for a community benefits agreement, and we're continuously asking for that at the Boys and Girls Club. And if they can't give us that, nothing will stand on that ground.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, every community needs to know that. Every community needs to do that.
And every community needs to have somebody that's going to speak on
that.
And don't be afraid. But see, that's what our public officials are not realizing. If you have a solid team of people behind you, you don't never have to be afraid. You can say whatever you want to say sitting up there, but as long as you have that community behind you, if we said as a community, all 10,000 of us said, well, hey, we're not going to vote for Splosh next time. And all 10,000 of us say, no, we're not going to vote on this referendum, guess what? Power going to change.
That's it.
Things are going to change. And then if you tell these pastors, hey, you're going to have to tuck your shirt in. You're going to have to stand up and be the leader that you need to be and stop sitting there allowing these people to make a whore out of you.
Or we're going to get you out the way.
We're going to get you out the way.
We're going to get you out the way.
That's it.
You know, even if they're elected officials, they still can lose support. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think some elected officials get in there and say, whoa, this ain't like I thought it was. You know what I mean? but you still have the people at your back, and you still have a responsibility to the people.
Yeah, and sometimes I think they get in that, you know, it's depending on who you have as your, whoever the second person in charge is. You know how strong they are. Sometimes, you know, just like you've been in the military, you can have a commander, but if that commander ain't strong, they got a strong XO. And that XO runs things, you know? That's, you know what I'm saying? He run everything, or she run everything. The commander is just a puppet, just up there. You know, this is how we're going to do and all that. But, and I think a lot of them are, okay, let you run this, I'm just going to speak on it. Just tell me my talking points.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about it, but I'm telling you, hey, this is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, he's not in it, or she's not in it to see what's going on in the community.
Yeah, and, you know, that's why I stopped talking about Trump and all this shit. You know what I mean? Because we have to get at the local stuff. We have to take their footing from underneath them. Like Alicia Scott said, you know, you keep talking about national politics. That's like firing a pellet gun at a 747. You know, change stuff locally. This is where it starts. Georgia is a blue state, but you'll never know it. You will never know it.
Because we the people don't get out there and vote.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this right here on this show, man. This is the one thing that had always been my problem, my peeve. And I'm working on this right now. And I'm hoping that I can bring you guys in on it. We in Savannah don't have a police commission. We don't have anybody that will oversee our police department from the community standpoint. But we need a police commission, and on that police commission, we need people from every sector of the community that sit there and hold our police hierarchy feet to the fire. You know, and that's one person from the city council, a person from the county commission, a preacher if you want one on there, members of the community, ex police officers, because you gonna have to, if these police are doing stuff that's wrong, they are going to have to face the consequences of their wrongs.
You know, I've always said that, man. The blue code or whatever it is they call it, they have a culture of not saying what each other did wrong. You know what I mean? If you're wrong, you're wrong. You know what I mean? But the police won't speak against each other, so they're harboring all of this. They're going to continue to have violence because they're not. Yeah, and the one or two policemen that come out and say, hey, you know, that was wrong, yada, 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 next thing you know, they're fired. They have to accept responsibility for their own because they're not exempt from right is wrong is wrong. Everybody has a moral compass. And you even more so because you have a code. But if we're three policemen, Detric Leggett go out there and kick somebody in the head, just like one video circulating on Facebook I shared. 3 policemen on one guy on the ground. One guy going in on him, punch him in the head, knee him in the head. Know what I mean? One of the other two should have stopped him. The guy is subdued on the ground.
But wouldn't that make them a party too? A crime?
Yeah.
But see, what people need to understand is, don't sue Savannah police. You sue that individual, and you sue all of those individuals. And if you can't find somebody that would pick up a case for you, a personal injury case, we activists got to be lawyers that we work with. You know, and I'm gonna ask you guys one day, man. Y'all need to bring in this young black attorney by the name of Chad Mance here in Savannah. Chad Mance, he's very bright. He's picking up cases all around Savannah, the cases that nobody wants, and he's winning these cases, man.
I just hope the brother don't get wore out.
No, I mean he's very intelligent and he's pacing himself. You know, and he's one of those guys that's not afraid to open his mouth and say exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I need to meet this brother then.
Chad Mance. He's on Facebook. You know, he's not one of the ones that's throwing his commercials out there. He's putting commercials on Facebook. He's telling you exactly what's going on.
You know what? You know what? When the lawyers throw them commercials out there, they only help you if they can get money.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? If they can get money.
No, but the one thing I find out about this guy is he gonna.
I'm not saying that about.
No, he gonna give you your options, and he gonna tell you, okay, well, this is what the big guys tell you. They got 65 lawyers, and you got to pay all of these people. But he's telling you exactly what your options are. If I take this case, this is what's going to cost us.
Because if you get a public defender, your ass pleading and you going to jail. They are inundated with cases.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
They don't have time to talk to you and find out about your case. They got 50 other people to look at.
And not only that, man, and then to talk about the judicial system, man, there are some judges out there that have programs within themselves that they're not able to just scream out in the middle of court and say, well, I have a program that I can put you in, but if your attorney don't say it or advocate on your behalf with the district attorney's office and the judge's office to put you in these programs, to get you lesser sentences, to get you the help that you need, because every person that's sitting on the front porch of their house is not a criminal.
Right.
You know, and the criminals are not being prosecuted, Tony Thomas. No, I'm just letting you know that we don't have every criminal living in the city of Savannah. And then, you know, and I meant to show you something the other day when you came to my house, and that the inside the city, they are getting all these old houses and they're turning them into commercial rentals.
You're talking about
which one you talking about?
Freaking what's the name of that
Vacation rentals, man.
No. It's what's the name of the damn, Alicia Scott was talking about
Blighted
it.
properties, something, right?
Yeah, the blighted properties, but they're taking eminent domain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, so you can get the house for $12,000 and you do a little work to the house, and you got people that are using them as vacation rentals in the middle of your neighborhood.
Just like that one you was talking about when I was there.
Right down the street. So now St. Patrick's Day came along, you have all these people coming in your neighborhood, and you're looking out for these people because they don't even know where they are. They're in the middle of the neighborhood, and that guy told me, look, I'm about to walk to the river. I said, no, you're not. I said, if I got to, you know, I don't know you, man, but I'll give you a ride, because if you walk from where my house is to the river, just leave me your car. You know, or something like that, because you're not going to make it, man. You know, they're just building these, and the people that own these houses live in Atlanta, live in Minnesota, in New York, and they just got properties here, just sitting here, and we are the people that have to babysit all of these families.
Yeah. Come on, dude. Let's rent a house on 37th Street.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? You don't even know what the hell you're getting into. You know?
Just down here for the party.
Got to be more careful.
Yeah, we got to be more careful, man. But man, listen, this right here, this platform, man, I'm so proud of you guys that you guys are doing this show. And what we have right here, man, is called an opportunity to give everybody that voice. Now, I wish people to start calling in, because you know, you this is your voice, this is your platform. There are so many different outlets for you to let it out, instead of sitting there and just saying, I wish I could say it, I hope I can say it. And you know what I should say? No, what you should do is call. What you should do is get up out and go next door and meet your neighbor. Meet them.
Yeah.
You know, go across the
Talk to
street.
'em. Yeah.
High five somebody. Go downtown and get the permit, block off the street, and y'all have a street party. You know, do that.
But that's crazy, man. For when we first started, we used to gauge our shows on how many people was calling. Man, ain't nobody calling. You know, so I did some research, and I think it was like 91% of the people that listen won't call in. You know what I mean? They won't call in. For whatever reason, they won't call in. But that's okay. As long as you're listening. You know, maybe you'll call in one day.
Share the show.
Share.
Share the
Yeah,
show.
I ask all my friends to share it at least one time, but it's crazy because it's always the people that you don't expect that's supporting you the most.
Right.
It is.
It's always. I heard I was listening to David Banner the other night. I think they had a show in New York City in the neighborhood. He was basically saying that you know, folks buy, like the big name rappers, you go buy their CDs, but a local artist who talking about something, you won't support them. And, you know, but you mad at the other artists, but you buying their stuff. You know, and it's like anything, anybody starting on small, support the folks. You know, support so you can hear more of that. You know, just like if movies come out, yeah, everybody ain't like, but enough of us go see it. You know, you go see other movies, you don't know what it's going to be about. You know, you go see all these X-Men movies or whatever. You don't know if the movie's going to be good till you get up in there. Hey, all right, go support the stuff. And like I said, another voice for them, another avenue of listening to something different.
Yeah, you know, like you know, somebody try to get their career going and selling CDs on the street or something like that.
Right.
Most of the time, I buy them joints.
Yeah.
You know, all of them. I done heard some goddamn garbage.
Straight
But I done heard some good stuff too. You know what I mean?
Straight up. But they trying to do
They
something.
trying.
They trying to do something.
You know what I mean?
And it might not be they dream or they past what they need to be doing, but hey, it's keeping them from doing other stuff. You know, keeping them from running up in your house.
Exactly.
You know, selling your baby some drugs. You know what I'm saying? Selling you some drugs. So Hey, support them folks. You know, you got $5 to give away.
Yeah, get away. You know what I mean?
For their time, their efforts. Hey, but hey, you give them a little tip next time you see them. Hey, man, I ain't like it, but hey, keep doing what you do.
Right. Hey, keep doing you.
Yeah, you might get
keep
better.
doing you. It's, you know.
I hope this money get you somewhere else you trying to.
Right.
Yeah, it might be a stepping stone.
You got to support local folks. You know.
Got to.
Like Savannah, at every Thursday at 8 p.m., my good friend Alana Abbott come on her show Savannah Perceptions, and look at the angle. Savannah Perceptions, and they oh shit, maybe that's mine just dragging. She come on every Thursday at 8 o'clock, and she's a local podcast. They just picked up a national syndication to be on 107.5. So, you know, hey, I'm a fan of her show. We got our own show, but I'm a fan of her show. You know?
Exactly.
So we're going to continue to share her show on our page.
She got a great show.
You know? Like, yeah, I met a, not physically, but I met through a mutual friend, I met a lady named Alyssa Brooke in Maryland. There's her podcast every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, The Way We Talk, on Facebook Live. Good show. Good show. I'm going to continue to share that, you know, every time we get. It takes a network.
Yeah.
And it's room for all of us.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever you want to do, there's room for you.
We all part of a larger community.
That's it.
You know,
There's so
all it
much
is.
stuff to talk about, you know.
That's just like, you know, every like Detric was saying, every neighborhood, you know, you got your neighborhood association. We just different neighborhood associations. You
That's
know, in our
it.
community. You know, hey, we got our block, our little subdivision. You got yours. You got some things in yours you want to talk about. Hey, we're not necessarily talking about what we want to hear.
That's it.
Hey, we might have to deal with that later on.
You know.
Right.
Alicia Scott, you know, Linda Wilder, Brian, you know, just good folks doing stuff in the community.
Really,
you know?
Oh, yeah, they're doing good things, man.
And we got to support them and keep that going. So, Colin Kaepernick didn't get drafted. Unsigned player.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, Brother Reggie? Why do you think he didn't get drafted? Now, he was a pretty good quarterback. Yeah, he ain't the greatest, but he was a pretty good quarterback. He revived the damn 49er.
Yeah, he'll be a good, even if he's not a starter, he'll be a good backup. He can get you some wins. He can get some people in the stadium. They want to see, you know what I'm saying? They think they can win, but basically it was, he stood for something. When you stand for something, they're going to make an example out of you. So no others like you don't stand. Because if you stand for something, somebody else looking at you like, hold on, there's other causes. You know what I'm saying? When another cause come out, I'm finna try something different too.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about Kaepernick? Everybody's looking at the fact that he took a knee.
Right.
He took a knee. He's being unpatriotic. He took a knee.
Right.
They're not looking at the reason that he took a knee.
I ain't worried about that.
They're making that the bigger picture that he took a knee during the national anthem.
You're disrespecting the anthem, the flag.
Right.
You know, that's what they're looking at.
He's un-American.
Yeah.
When you got half the people in them goddamn stands at games that won't even take their freaking head off or even stand for that fact for the national anthem.
Right. Right.
But you want to get your ass and judge him and say, hey, he's unpatriotic.
Right.
Burning his jersey and shit. You bought the mother sucker.
Yeah, you gonna burn it?
Yeah, and you gonna burn it.
That's how they do. You know, the man.
You know?
He can't win for losing. But I think in the end, I think he's gonna be a winner because I think people should go ahead and donate to his organization. You know, because he's doing things.
You know, he has with Turkish Airlines. Turkish Airlines, he has a plane to fly 60 tons of cargo. I'm sorry, he has a 60-ton cargo plane to bring relief to the Somalian people.
Right. Exactly.
You know, because when he first took a knee, so even some black folks say, "Oh, he's showboating. He's showboating."
Oh yeah.
But he's continually in the community.
Right.
He has an organization where he mentored kids. He's taking stuff to Somalia. You know, you can't help but to love this guy.
Right. You have to.
And you have the president of the United States, your president, hating on the guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, ain't no team gonna pick him up. I'm gonna say something about him.
Yeah,
Don't you got some shit to do?
I No.
Don't you got to run a country?
That's what he's doing.
Don't you got some damn millionaires to whack off?
He's gonna make America great again.
Shit.
Hey, if anybody, hey, you darker than me, you ain't finna get nothing, you know?
Hey.
Put y'all back where y'all supposed to be at. What I remember, how I remember it was when I was growing up, you know? So that's what it is. But yeah, I didn't expect anything less when he did that. But and I think he knew. He probably knew, hey, they probably won't sign me. But hell, if he did right with his money, which I think he did, he ain't worried about that anyway. He's not looking for a contract, no big contract. He done made what? Dog won $100 million.
And that's the big thing people are not seeing. Look at what this man gave up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You own your job making $35,000 and you won't break the seal of your goddamn lip.
About 20-something after taxes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you won't break the seal of your lips to say nothing.
Right.
This dude making millions and stood up for injustice.
Right.
He's my goddamn hero.
Yeah, and he's going to continue making money because I'm quite sure he's investing right. That's not the only income he had coming in.
Within 48 hours, this cat raised over $1 million.
Right.
$1 million.
Yeah, you know, they gonna hate on him, but hey, better, truth be told, the league don't need him. If they can't sign him for his talents, they don't need him. But he'll do more outside the league than we'll do in the league. So,
you know, black players have got to take notice of this. Black players have got to take notice of this.
They ain't, because if black preachers ain't taking notice of it,
you know,
black players, it's all about money.
If me and you played the same sport, we're on a professional team, and we and you talking about some shit, and you speak up for it, and I see how they doing you, I know I gotta be a damn lot dog, or they gonna do me the same way. You know, you gotta take notice of how the league is doing it.
That's the thing in society. They beat us down in public. So everybody else see, all the other black folks see, you do that, this is what you're going to get. In anything we do. So you do that, this is what you're going to get. And we still have that mentality.
That's why they had public lynchings.
Right. We still got that mentality to this day.
Well, if I can interject, I just want to say Michael Vick.
Yeah, exactly. Put some damn dogs.
Man, listen.
I ain't got no dogs.
Michael Vick is from the 757. Yeah. That's my homeboy. They did him goddamn wrong. Yeah. You got a murderer, a rapist, ain't never missed one goddamn game. Mike Vick, some dogs were fighting at his house. He wasn't even freaking there.
But listen, if you was my cousin, you were Michael Vick, and I had all this going on at the house, I'm not about to say, well, Mike, this Mike house. Right. No, I'm going to say Mike ain't had nothing to do with this. This ain't got nothing to do with Mike Vick. This has something to do with me and my homeboys, and Mike came in
what they told them all, what they told them all is, hey, we don't want you. Because if we get you, we're going to give you a whole bunch of time.
Right.
You need to give us Mike Vick. And that's what all of them did.
They do all of us. I'm saying every time we go do something, they're going to get one or two. Hey, I got you 30 years.
Mike Vick would have went down in a goddamn Hall of Fame. Yeah. That boy was bad, put Atlanta on the map, and Atlanta turned their back on him.
They got him working for Peter now. Stretch my man out. He come back working for Peter.
He was going to come back. He was going to come back when Atlanta made the playoffs or something like that. And they still protested against him. Right. God damn, how much does he have to pay?
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, his life. He want our life, man.
But one GM said that Kaepernick was an embarrassment to football. Other one said he's a traitor. Yeah. He has no respect for this country. And the one of them said, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I don't expect nothing less.
You know?
That's what they're going to do. That's what they've been doing. And there ain't nothing going to change. You know, anytime we stand up for ourselves, they're going to think, you know, something, oh, no, you can't stand up for yourself. Because you my child. That's how they think. You know what I'm saying? You're my slave.
Now, you can get a DUI. You can be a domestic abuser, unless you're black. And you can be a rapist. And still continue to have your career.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you stand up for your people.
You stand up for your people. Wait a minute now. You know what I mean?
Because all it takes is one person.
Yeah.
It takes one person. Everybody else start looking, hold on, he just did it. They ain't say nothing. You know, let's see what happens. That's how people do. Let's see what happens. Let's see what he does.
But you know what? He's not going to get support from NFL players. You know what the women's U.S. hockey team is doing right now?
What's that?
They're protesting right now. Because they're protesting for equal pay and equal notoriety, just like their male counterparts.
Right. You said the women's hockey team?
The women's hockey team.
Yeah. They can
but they're doing it together.
Yeah. That's something we need to take from that. They're doing it together. But at the same time, they white women. They gonna let them protest all day. They ain't nothing gonna happen to them. They're gonna listen to them.
None of them have nationwide endorsements. So none of them are being hoarded out across the country. None of them have a chain around their neck to say you cannot say that.
They got everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we should be.
Yeah.
Everything to gain, nothing to lose. Because no matter what little material thing we got, we have nothing. We have, it can go like that. You know.
And we are visitors in our own community. You know what I mean? We are. We don't know shit in our community. We can walk and get a 40. We can walk and get a bag of chips, some goddamn Chinese food. We can go to a check cashing spot. We can't go make groceries at a grocery store. We can't go to a bank. We can't walk to that in our same communities and get our grandmother a goddamn prescription she need. You know what I mean?
And the way the laws are now, you can't have any livestock. You better not have a green space unless there's a green space in an area where they are designated green areas.
Yeah.
But if you do anything outside of what's prescribed in your neighborhood, you will see a fine. And the fines that they're giving out right now, especially at our elderly, please, people, if you have elderly family members, check on the fines that are being put up by our city and county, because it's designed to take your houses away. If you have a fine and they say that your house don't look the way they want it to look, and you don't have enough money to do the upgrades, they're gonna fine you.
They're gonna deem it as blights,
and they're gonna blight it, and then they're gonna then they're gonna say, yeah, we got programs, but we only have it for single-story dwellings. Then you have to go get a second loan. But if you don't do none of that stuff, they'll continue to put a fine on you. Then that fine turn into another fine, and then after that they put a lien on your property. And if you can't pay the two fines they already doubled and tripled on you, along with that that lien they put on your property, they putting you out, and they're gonna sell your house on the courthouse steps.
Yo, they're gonna put you out. They're gonna have somebody come in, renovate your house. Excuse me, and that is the start of gentrification.
Yeah, but they are doing that here in Savannah. But they said that no, we're not doing that. Don't believe none of that. It's being done.
You know, and they're trying to change the law for eminent domain, and they say they're trying to change it so they can put residents back in those houses. What residents, though? You know what I mean?
Let me tell you the residents that need to go in those houses. If the city was smart, if the money and the bond rating that they do have, the city should be able to get enough money, buy all of these houses that they say the eminent domain would allow them to go and buy these houses, and allow the teachers, the single teachers and the single police officers, the single firemen that need to be in these communities as perfect role models for our kids besides their own parents, an opportunity to move back in these houses, back in these communities where we need these people to come and be able to talk to our kids and see more than just the average Joe that's not doing nothing. The person that you see before you go to school and the person you see coming back after you get back from school. Allow these people to come back in our communities and give them a lower rate to buy these houses. That's the only way to do it. Not take the people that have been living there for the past 40 years, kick them out of their houses, and then you go back and sell it to somebody else that you might like, or somebody that you know that live out of town, so it won't get connected back to you for cronyism. And then you say, now we have a new community that's gentrified, and now we can put the trolley down Waters Avenue, and we can do what we want to do and make Waters look the way we want it to look.
Oh yeah, it's
So
coming.
yeah,
It's coming. Slowly but surely they're gonna get it.
Cheatham County.
Yeah.
Woo. So, do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, my Facebook. I'm Detric Leggett on Facebook. I'm Leggett72 on Instagram. Leggett72 on Twitter.
So, listen, we're going to wrap this up, but I really want to thank Mr. Detric Leggett for joining us on the show. We're going to have you back more often than not when you find the time. Detric Leggett will run for
Everything.
Savannah 2nd District again.
Everything.
So, just like he's here now, without a position, without a platform, he'll be there when it's time to elect them. And these are essentially the type of people that we need to have a voice for us. But that goes to your community as well. Find that person who's doing something without a position, without a title. Find them that's doing something so they can be a voice for our communities. Because I tell you what, the people that visit your churches, the people that you see during election time, and you haven't seen them any other time before, you really got to ask yourself, are they there for you? Where the hell have they been? You know what I mean?
You know what I love to see, man? I want to love to see, like, we set this up right in the neighborhood somewhere. And, you know, and do a live remote somewhere in the neighborhood. Just
We
tell
can do it. This is our shit.
Yeah, just tell everybody, hey, if you want to log on, we coming from this neighborhood, we'll be in this neighborhood this day.
We'll set up a mic out here. Somebody want to come up and say some shit, and you know we'll do that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome, man. And hey, and guess what? I'll bring the grill. We'll give some stuff back. We'll just start inviting the fire department to bring the big truck, and then bring the big police helicopter and drop it down. Yeah. And we have all kind of people come out and talk, man. It's a matter of community. You know, you guys, you like I say, man, you guys came in, and you came in ready to work. And it's a matter of working. You know, you go to a job, the only way to get things done, you got to be able to work. And you know, and I tell my bosses all the time, before I make it to my job every morning, I say, well, who is the best people I can have on my team to get this job done? You know, so I think you guys are the guys that's on this team that's going to get this job done. And this job right here at this platform is reaching so many people. And now the way we need to do it is get it done.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
You got to think before we get out of here, Brother Reggie?
No, sir.
Hey, this is Big Ant
It's Brother Reggie.
with Detric Leggett, Voices in the Struggle. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Deuces.
2 fingers either close together or slightly spread apart.
Hey.